Hi, my name is Natalia and I am coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. I was promised before that I will try to record video each week, so I'm trying this now. Today is Friday, 8th of October, and I will start with what I'm wearing, and today is also my finished object. So last time I was still working on this cardigan. It's cardigan called Elton by Locatelli. She's hosting a call now. Yes, so I participated in call by knitting this cardigan. It's Elton Cardigan by Locatelli. It's a boxy cardigan with more fitted sleeves. The pattern calls for shorter sleeves, but I decide to go and make longer sleeves. Yes, so this cardigan is actually striped cardigan, a pattern proposed to do stripe with mohair and fingering weight yarn, but I decided to avoid mohair yarn and make this just in one color. There's link to my project page on Ravelry where you can see the yarn what I use for this. I use smokestack yarn reloaded merino, so it's recycled merino yarn with some amount of another fibers, but I find this yarn really soft and nice to wear, and I have already sweater and believe two shawls in this sweater, and the yarn is holding up really nice. There is not like, it's not look like weird at all. So I went with this yarn. It's not expensive. I got these buttons that I was showing telling before on recycle shop. They are like metal and look like old, but I really like them. First I was afraid that they will don't be looking nice on this sweater, but I really like them. So yeah, that's my first finished object. Last time I believe I had one sleeve done and I was just needed to make the second sleeve, but yes, I actually finished this and I'm really happy. I didn't wear it yet because I basically saw the buttons up just today, but I hope to make some pictures today and start wearing this. We have weather for this already, so yeah, that's my first finished object for today. And I don't know how to count them because they're small, so I will tell I have two more. First, it's socks. I was working on them last time. I cannot show you them on sock blockers because they are for my son. I made them in for size. He have size 32 now. So my sock blockers is for my size, so it's 37. I don't want to overstretch them on this. I didn't wash them yet. Yeah, I ran in a couple of problems while knitting these socks. First, I know that maybe that will look better after I wash it, but I don't know how good you can see this, but I have kind of like holes here where I'm joining the yarn. It's not really holes because you cannot see through, but it's like jug of the yarn. Yeah, I hope that washing and blocking will help it. My son told that he liked that, and I used like almost all yarn. But I had this yarn was left over. All this yarn what I used in the socks was left over from previous projects with these two blue yarns, variegated, and this blue gray yarn. I knitted socks for my size, and it's sport weight socks yarn, if I didn't mention before. And with this neony yellowy greenish neony color, I was making borders for my son blanket, and I had some left over. So yeah, I almost don't have leftover of this blue variegated color. So if I will gonna put this in my cozy memory blanket, I probably should expect to add some of this blue color to end the square. I don't think I have enough even for one square, and two another colors can be just squares and they cannot be used for anything else. So I'm really happy with how I use the yarn. and my son will have new socks. Yes, so that's my second finished object. My third finished object is actually, my third finished object is actually 5 objects, but I use one pattern for them, and I kind of like struggle with first one. It was hard. Second was already easier, but 3 last that was really easy for me to knit already. And first I was wanted to set up different project pages on Ravelry, but then I decided I will just make picture and mention that I make 5 of them. And yeah, so this pattern is called Almost Lost Dishcloths, and I find this on Ravelry by author Tarsha. Sorry, all pattern what I'm mentioning, I'm listing in my description to the video. You can see name of pattern, the outer pattern, and then there will be link to my Ravelry page. So you can see, if you don't use Ravelry, you can just take name and who the author of the pattern is, and then Google it. But if you use Ravelry, you can just go on my project page and then from there find who is designer. So the Hostel podcast, they are making now also call for 1 week about making washcloths or dishcloths, and I was interested to do this, but I was really wanted to make some new pattern what I didn't use before. When I saw this pattern, it was really interesting for me. I will tell that for me, description how the pattern is made was not that understandable, because instruction for short rows it's quite confusing. But she had a video about this dishcloth, washcloth, and I just followed the video, and after first time I realized what the pattern was wanted me to do, and that went easy. So the yarn what I used for this, I don't have label, but I used cotton merino from, now I don't remember, I believe it drops, I'm not sure, but there is link in my Ravelry page for this yarn. So I basically had 2 balls of this yarn, one in this pink color and one in this purple color. It's have 50% cotton and 50% merino, and because I had just 50 grams of each ball, I had no clue what to do with them. I didn't bought this yarn, I get this in like surprise bag when the one yarn shop near me was opening. So yeah, I decided to try this. Yarn is actually really soft. I didn't wash it or block it yet, but it feels really nice. So I start with this, it's a free pattern, so I'm not really telling something what I don't supposed to do. So you're casting some amount of stitches, and then you work in short rows with increasing 1 stitch every 2 row, I believe. Like when you come in one side, you're increasing. Yes, and then in the end of repeat, you're decreasing 4 stitches, and you're back to that amount of stitching what you cast with, and then you work 14 repeats, and then you sew them together, the rest, and then you get in this like circle washcloths, dishcloths. I'm not sure what I will use them for. They're really soft. So yeah, so basically my yarn lasted for 2, and then I had the amount what I know that it will be like maybe half dishcloth. So I make also 2 with this purple yarn, 2 with pink, 2 with purple, and then I saw that there was some project when they was making this with sections, so I also followed that, and I basically made like one repeat with purple, one with pink to the end. I didn't need like, maybe I hadn't yet like 4 stitches yarn for 4 stitches for this purple repeat, so I connect the pink one and with this, and I basically had like maybe a meter or less than a meter of a pink yarn left. So I'm really happy with how that worked out. Now from 250 gram balls I have 5 dishcloths, and I think I hope they will be really nice to use, and yeah, maybe later I will mention how it goes. So yes, that's all my finished objects, and I have 3 work in progress. So I will start with something that is almost finished. I was knitting before for one woman who made photo sessions for newborns. So I was knitting a couple of hats for her before and other things. So she asked me again if I can make, she sent me a picture how she's saying that the hat at Onesies need to look. So by looking at this picture, I tried to figure it out how to make this. So the hat should look like that on the side, and it's need to have pom-pom. I didn't get it yet. I use mohair silk yarn in this white, and it's like, this color is hard to describe because for me it's like mix between purple, blue and gray. So I make Pixie hat. I believe they are called Pixie hat. Yes, and again, pattern is listed in my Ravelry page. I modified this a little because the pattern was calling for to start the work with the ribbon, but I didn't want it to do this, so I make this just plain. I cast on recommended amount of stitches. I held mohair yarn double because the pattern is made for fingering weight yarn. Yes, then I knit in the back. It have short rows. It's knitted flat with short rows, and then you seam it here in the back. So my plan is now I need to put pom-pom on, and then I need to cast on, pick up the stitches here where it's neck to make it look nicer and make I-cord, how do you call this, like thing that you can tie head under this. So that's my first work in progress, and my second work in progress is also onesies to make to go together with the hat. So I'm ready. It's hard to show because my yarn is still attached. I'm ready with the body. I make this like raglan, and again, I don't have pattern for this. I looked through a couple of them, but they wasn't great for that idea how it's need to look. So I basically used my notes what I made by knitting previous onesies, and based on that just add legs. And my previous one I made it, the back had like big opening here. This one should have buttons on the back, so I make the legs, and I make here that I cast on a couple of stitches before I start the legs, and here I will insert 2 panels, one with buttons and one with buttonholes, and they should close. So this is the back of this onesies, and yeah, it's have contrasting color here on the legs, and we'll have also contrasting colors of on the hands. Yes, and then it's need just this button on the back, panel on the back, and it will be ready. So yeah, I think it will look really nice. I hope to finish this until next time. I probably will send this already to next time, so I will insert some pictures. And yarn what I'm using, it's silk mohair from Lana Grossa. I'm not sure that this exactly colors. Yeah, this is this. I will list them in my Ravelry page. So that's my 1 or 2 work in progress, and I'm also working on test knit. I'm test knitting mosaic socks, what's called pins and needles socks by Winter Wear Knits. Yeah, I don't have a lot done yet, so the pattern called for folded hem that I make, and then here on the leg it's have this color work design. I decided to use variegated yarn. It's not variegated, it's more like stealth striping or gradient yarn, because it don't have like strict lines, but the color is mostly like going from one to another. And I don't know, this is like all colors. I think you can see all colors what is in this yarn. And I decided that will be a really great combination with this gray yarn, and I hope that will be nice. I wasn't knitting before socks in mosaic stitch, but I just finished Opus Shawl by Max the Knitter in mosaic stitch, so I decided that socks in mosaic stitch will be also fun. So, but all what I make is just top of the sock, and I just turn off the heel, and I'm ready to do more, but later. I'm really excited to start Stephen West Mystery Knit-along today. His first clue should be live while I'm recording this. I actually want to show you colors. Just a minute. Last year was my first year when I participated in Stephen West Mystery Knit-along, and that was really exciting. I really like that. So I was debating if I should participate this year or no, but then I decided that I'm gonna try. And I bought a pattern, and even before I bought the pattern, after all the video what he was showing how to choose yarn and all this, I pick up a yarn all from my stash. So I'm really happy to work with this. I will try to show you all together. I have no clue how I will manage this. So I decided to go with this 2 blue colors, one like brighter, one lighter, then add 1 gray color. It's really similar color to that what my sweater is knitting, then 1 light gray color. No. And this is also dark gray color. It look almost like black, but it's like anthracite gray. Yeah, that's my color combination. I'm not good in showing that, but it's also hard to hold 5 skein of yarn. Maybe like that. So that's my color combination for Stephen West Knit-along, and I hope to cast it today, maybe later in the evening, after I pick up my son from school and have more free time. But yeah, will you participate in Stephen West Knit-along? Do you have some plans about yarn? Tell me. So yes, that was all for me for today. I hope you all well and have time for your knitting, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Hi.